we got a lot of stuff to talk about, but before we get to that, I just want to apologize in advance, all right? So I got some personal stuff going on behind the scenes. It is health related, and it's bothering me, and it sucks. It's not something that I'm willing to talk about, publicly, but there is stuff going on right now that's very annoying, a little scary, and because of that, it's kind of getting to me. And this morning I woke up and I was all stressed out all around the house. My wife went to work early, and I'm like, man, I'm like shaking my head, and I'm like, man, I hate this shit. I hate having stuff on my mind that stays in the back of my head and won't go away. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing if there's a little minor annoyance and you're like, well, you could brush it off. But today, I basically what I'm going to do today is try to take my mind off of reality by enjoying games with you guys on the stream. Okay? I think that's the best way to go about it. Because not everything in my life is going to be 100% transparent or something that I'm going to share with you. But there is stuff going on behind the scenes you guys don't know about. Lots of stuff you guys actually don't know about. And that's for good reason. As you know, with the crazy stalkerish people on the internet that harass me all the time, I need to keep that separation of private and public life. I need to have that private life. Like I don't have enough people bullying and harassing and constantly trying to attack me for absolutely no good reason. The more I share, the worse it gets. So please understand today, I'm trying to do my best to keep my mind off of nonsensical stuff. But I'm just going to forewarn you guys ahead of time that, today I might be stressed out. I apologize in advance if I lash out or seem upset or seem Jasper. Don't bite that wire. Now is not a good time. Jasper, kitty. Don't do it. He has to distract me with that when I'm trying to tell you guys something serious, right? But yeah, basically, that's the situation, and I know that sometimes, I'll be honest, I'm a human. Wow, you didn't know that, did you? You thought I was an alien. I'm a human, and these times, things tend to sometimes come through on a stream. People will say, wow, Phil seems on edge today, or Phil seems really agitated today, or, That's why. It's not because of anything going on the stream. It's not because of you guys or anything like that. It's just life. It's stuff behind the scenes that is getting to me and bothering me, and it sucks. Can't even talk, I can't even talk about it, So please bear with me. I hope you'll be a little bit more patient with me today, all right? It's funny that some people just think life is all fucking fun and games, right? They take nothing seriously. They just, they think everything's a joke. They think that everything is funny. Oh, just make fun of everyone constantly, bully everyone constantly. And you have to understand that these things get to people, and then they affect them in a very negative way. But some people don't want to even think about that or take any kind of responsibility for anything they've ever done. Instead, I'll just continue on as long as everything's funny and happy for us and benefits us, right? But, that's, what can I say? That there's some people who have ethics and a moral compass, and there's some people who just go through life brain dead fucking stupid, drooling at the mouth and just fucking like a bull through a china shop, wrecking everything around them. They don't give a shit as long as they're okay. And it sucks. It sucks that that's the reality of human existence, but that's what I've basically been experiencing for the past 10 years, is that everyone on the internet essentially just doesn't care what they say or do towards me as long as it fucking gets them over, right? And I got to put up with it, and I got to put up with the repercussions of it. And it does suck, but that's my life, and I've kind of had to accept it. You guys motivate me to push through tough times with your positivity, and the messages you guys send me about how you love the content I put out, the true core audience that's here to enjoy what I love doing, the passion that I have, and the guys, you recognize the passion that I have, and I really appreciate you guys being here and always being that positive influence on my life. So thank you for that, those of you who are here for that. Because, this will be a day when there's a bunch of fucking moronic jackasses who now, because I've said this, they're going to make a concerted effort to be nasty to me. You know what I mean? And I just don't need it. Like right now, I'm already like at my wit's end with stress, with stuff behind the scenes, and I can't put up with this bullshit. So I have no tolerance for it. I tell you guys right now, like maybe on another day, I'd be more jokingly taking stuff. Today is not that day with the stuff that's going on in my life. So people come in here and they want to be nasty. You're not going to ever see them again. So say wave goodbye to all your idiotic friends who want to come by and be really. Today's the day to bully Phil. No, it's not. No, today's the day to get your ass banned and never come back. And I will not care. I will not give two shits. I dare you to try to email me to get unbanned if you do it today. Okay? So, all that being said, let's get this out of the way. I just wanted to get that out of the way so we can get back to more interesting stuff that you guys probably care about. So let's get to it. It looks like a $1.50 tip came in. Felix the Maid says, I hope you will feel better for what's going on behind the scenes. Sad to hear when someone isn't feeling good, brings the mood down. Hope you can have a speedy recovery. Thank you. I appreciate that sentiment. That's nice of you. By the way, there's a bigger tipper coming up, which is why I'm not going to put your name on the leaderboard immediately, because there's another person coming up who's going to be the top tipper. But basically, yeah, I appreciate that. I said it at the beginning of the podcast today that behind the scenes, there's some personal stuff going on right now. You know, that's really bothering me, and I'm not having a good day. I already started off today in a really bad, messed up mood, and it's probably not going to get any better over the course of the day. I'm trying to get my mind off that crap by being here on stream with you guys, and today's just not the day for people to be nasty, yet because of the actions of some very small-minded, simpleton-like, uncaring individuals on the internet who only care about themselves, I now have to put up with online harassment and bullying all day long for no good fucking reason. So I'm going to continue to just push forward positively and try to have a good day with you guys. And like I said at the beginning of this podcast, today's not the day to fucking mess with me. You're going to come here and troll. You're going to be gone for good and you're never coming back. And there's no excuses. And don't email me to get unbanned. You're never coming back. I'm just have no tolerance for it today. Like I said, maybe on a different day, if I was in a better mood, if things were going better for me and it wasn't so bad right now, then I'd be more tolerant of it. Today's not the day for that, and I've already laid down the law, and already we probably had about 40 people banned because they're fucking morons, and they don't listen. They listen to their... Of all the people to listen to take a particular kind of person and make that the person that that's your idol, that's the person you really, you spend time with and you trust, and, I mean, you gotta be a fucking idiot. You gotta be a mouth drooler. So, we don't really need those kind of people around here anyway. You're gonna be toxic scumbags bullying people. You're not going to be around. So someone says, I thought you were owning the meme. What's happened? There's a difference between owning a meme and then wanting to move on from it, and then someone who actually acts like a 5-year-old in a schoolyard. And I've already made it abundantly clear why I've completely moved on from anything in that time of my life. That was 7 years ago. It was a time when I was very depressed. I mean, I tried to tell you guys and be honest and open up about it in the last year. That was a time of my life I was very depressed. My whole personal life was falling apart at the seams. Like, my life here was awful. I was essentially living like a life separate from the person I was living with at the time. We weren't even in any kind of a real relationship. It was very stressful. It was very awful. I was messed up. I was drinking heavily. I was essentially at a time in my life I don't want to think about, which is why, that happened to begin with. It's very fucked up and depressing. And I've already explained this in detail many times on the internet. But there's people who think that shit's funny. Phil was depressed and was fucked up in the head and was feeling awful about his life and himself and did something really fucking stupid and embarrassing because of it. Let's just bring it up forever. It's like, no. That's what you do if you're like a 5-year-old on a schoolyard at fucking elementary school. Right? You bully someone, you pick on them for something, it's horrible. It's like a fucking mentally distressing time of my fucking life that I don't want to think about again. I don't want to think about it. My wife hates when people bring it up because I'm past that. I'm a better person. I'm in a better place in my life now. And the fact that there's people that can't get by that, just think about it this way, all right? I started making regular content on the internet, on YouTube, probably around the spring of 2009. I mean, I sporadically was making videos like fall of 2008. Around spring of 2009, I started making very serious, like tons of consistent content. All right? All the way through now. Like, I never stopped. Now, if you do the math, spring of 2009 through, what they're talking about, the incident of 2016 is about 7 years. Okay? If you do the math, the incident until now is 7 years. I have made just as much content in my time on YouTube after that stupid thing happened than before. You understand? I've grown, I've changed, I've made way more positive content and become a better person from who I was back then. I have completely moved past that part of my life. Why in the fuck would I want to keep reminding myself of how messed up and depressed and sad I was at that point in my life and how awful it was? Things are so much better now. Why would I want to think about it constantly? But the thing is, the people who talk about it don't care. They love my misery. The day that I don't feel good is a day that they feel good about themselves because they feel like they got something out of life because they made someone else feel bad and got away with it. That's the kind of people who do things like bring that up constantly. They're scumbags. They're really low people. They're the kind of people you want to avoid in life. They're the kind of people who you don't want to spend time with because they're toxic. All right? That's the kind of people you want to... Fuck you. I'm going to build up a positive life over here and stay away from this toxic individual who literally only focuses on people's failures. Okay? I'm done with that. So, that's what I mean. Like, I'm just going to stay away from it. Yes. Do I own it? Of course I do. Did it happen? Of course it did. It was 7 fucking years ago. I made more content after the fact than before. So how are you going to say to me that this is something representative of who I am today and something I need to even bring up or care? I don't care. I don't. I'm done with it. And all it is, it's very simple. It's bullying. When people do it, they feel better about themselves because there's something wrong with them. People who do this kind of online bullying actually have something wrong up here. Maybe they actually hate themselves in their own personal lives. Maybe they're jealous of something, you know? Who knows? I'm not a fucking psychiatrist who's going to sit here and try to diagnose people, but you know there's something wrong with them. Someone who's going to do something like that. So, it's that simple. I'm not going to waste my time on those kind of people. And in particular, because I know people want to bring up Rich, this is a guy who earlier this year, all right, one of his kids was very sick, and I got wind of this. Someone told me about it, and I actually looked into it, and it's true. One of his kids is very sick. I hope they're better, by the way, because I don't know. And I felt real bad because I know that we had some bad blood. And I personally reached out to the guy behind the scenes. And I said, you know, no bad blood is worth the stress of having a family member who's really ill. I've been there. And I wanted you to know that I hope that your daughter feels better. And I kind of want to squash whatever we have. You know, in fact, would you like to have a conversation? Would you like to maybe come on my show and just talk? Have a candid conversation, just being real with each other and just being nice to each other rather than being at each other's throats and making fun of each other. And he basically said he would be interested in that. But he couldn't make it that day, and we were going to try to set it up. Okay? So, that was a conversation I had with the man. And then literally, I'm not shitting you, within 24 hours of that conversation, he went on Twitter and he fucking shat all over me and insulted me publicly. So what the fuck kind of person is that? Why the fuck would I waste my time with that guy? He's a scumbag. He literally took my goodwill. I want to be nice to you because I feel bad because you're having a bad time in your life. I sympathize, empathize. I've been there. I just want us to not have beef. I don't want to have beef with anyone. Let's just be fucking cool with each other. And then he literally took that, said thanks, and he slammed it down on the ground and he stomped it into paste and he laughed at it and he went and made fucking nasty tweets about me. So Rich can go fuck himself. I want nothing to do with the guy ever again. He really, if you think that Rich is someone to be looked up to or even enjoy his content, you're a fucking idiot. You need to look in the mirror at yourself and say, what the fuck's wrong with me? This guy is a piece of shit. And I'm following him and I like his stuff. Someone who's going to have an entire event based around bullying someone who doesn't care about him and wants nothing to do with him. All right? It's time to really have a self-assessment here of who you are and realize this is not the kind of person you want as part of your life. All right? Really. And it's just pathetic because this is a guy who not only knows he has 1 million subs on YouTube and knows that people will actually follow the things he says and does, he's irresponsible with it. This is the kind of person I talk about all the time, where when you have a following on YouTube or anywhere, you need to be responsible with your following. Life is not all jokes for everyone. Life is not all fun and games and pranks and, oh, everyone should just laugh at everything. There's people who go through real life shit who don't need your shit. I outright told Rich earlier this year, I don't need your shit. I got so much personal shit going on in my life, I don't need more stress from you. He doesn't care. He does it anyway because he personally gets laughs and benefits out of it. So he doesn't care who he hurts or stomps on. That's the kind of guy he is. But he'll portray himself like a nice guy to the internet when in reality, he's just another fucking scumbag like everybody else. And the real sad fact about this all right, I'm sorry to say it, is that not only does he have fans, but he has kids. And now, later on in life, they're going to look back at his behavior on the internet, and they're going to think that that's okay, that it's okay to bully people, that it's okay to be nasty to people, because that's what dad did. That's fucked up. That's legitimately fucked up. Really? You think they're going to be insulated from this behavior for the rest of their lives? No, they're not going to be. They're going to know exactly what he's doing. They're going to get wind of it when they get older. And they're going to say, my dad used to bully people on the internet. What the fuck is this? He used to make money bullying people. I could never live with that. Really. I could never live with that with myself if that was me doing it. I couldn't. So, it's pretty fucked up, man. And, you know, I hope that he'll fucking wise up someday. But at this point, I don't think so. I think when you see someone that's that far gone, you can't, I gave this guy the benefit of the doubt so many times. I tried to extend the olive branch so many times to this man. And every time that I try, he stomps on it and he shits on me again right away for personal benefit. So at this point, I know things are never going to change. I know he will always be that kind of person, and I'm done with him. All right? So he can do whatever he wants, but any of his idiotic, mouth-drooling lackeys who come to my stream today to try to make me miserable, especially on today, I already told you guys, I've got a lot of fucked up stuff going on in my life right now. I don't need it. And the fact that he's got his people coming over here being fucking nasty to me just shows the kind of person he is. I'm done with this man. I want nothing to do with him. In fact, after this moment, I don't ever want to bring him up ever again. I'm done with this fucker. He's so insignificant to anything I care about on this planet. And by the way, this isn't new. This is a guy who's done this to me for like a decade. Constantly talking about me in his fucking content and shit. It's like, shut the fuck up, you idiot. No one fucking should care about you. You're such a dunce. You're so insignificant to anything meaningful on this planet. You've helped no one. All you've done is fucking hurt people with your bullshit. Shut the fuck up. This is the kind of person who doesn't deserve a platform because they're just an online bully. So I'm done with it. And that's it. That's my last word on it. Rich, go fuck yourself. Leave me alone forever. I want nothing to do with you. You're a scumbag. You've proven it time and time again. I'm done with it. Okay.